Alright, so hi, my name's Cooper. Welcome back to another video. Today, this video is going to be a little different than normal. So, we normally talk about cowboying, ranching, and things we do on this ranch. Well, today, I'm going to talk about all the knives you need to be on a ranch. So, here's number one. I say you need a little old case knife, something like this. Some of them have two blades, some of them have one blade, something like that. I call this my junker. This is my junker. I'm gonna cut everything with this, okay? So if the lawnmower gets hung up in some sort of string or something, I'm gonna cut it with this. Square bells, I'm cutting with this. And then we have this knife. This is the knife I will use for weed eating. It has this, so you can just a screw bit, and then you put that on the end. Now it's not necessary. I could do without this knife. It's just nicer not having to carry around a screwdriver when you're weed eating. So makes it easy, more efficient, kind of not really ranch knife, but I just figured I'd throw it in here. And then this is essential. This is essential in the wintertime. When you're cutting net wrap, these are the best. Take them off, throw them, don't mess with sharpen them. Or get the other kind where you can just break them off and then you don't have to mess with these. Sharpen them, because net wrap ruins a knife and just get junker just for cardboard. For stuff. So like, well, I'm gonna open boxes, I'm gonna use this because I'm not gonna have this with me. You know, a lot, I don't carry this. The only time I have it is I keep it in the tractor, or while I'm doing it, or keep it in the full whether Pop's driving the tractor, so then I can cut it for him. So most of the time if I'm driving the tractor, he's not here. Okay, and then our next one that I kind of talked about, as you've probably seen in the thumbnail, cowboy knives. This one, I'm going to go with this knife first, and then we'll talk about cowboy. So you got knives like this. I can just do that. And this is called a bowl cutter, and then I'm going to talk about them a little bit more. So you don't have to worry about cutting the cap. Like I got a couple more to show you. That's just like a pocket knife. I like keeping that one in my pocket and then having one on my hip. And then that way you have most different kinds. So on this is another kind of bowl cutter. This is a bigger one, has a hole so you can kind of keep it here, do some spin tricks if you wanted to. You could do it like that. You know, you gotta hold them down here, cut across, then pull them out. Don't want to talk about that too much. I'm getting monetized. And then here's a different kind. This little tip right here is for you can put your needles in there and change that out. Only the guy that makes this knife makes these. But he stopped making the RAS ones. And looking back, I would definitely get the RAS. He only made that kind then. This is kind of a shameless plug here. But look at this knife. See, the sheath looks good and everything, but watch this. Well, a lot of times that knife will fall out. I mean, I've had it fall out on me on multiple occasions. It took a little harder today. That's why I recommend this guy. The guy who makes these holsters, his name is Cooper Drawings. Look at that. Can I get that out? No, it ain't coming out. It ain't coming. Ain't gonna happen. So, this is another bowl cutter. So there's just different kinds. I have different kinds, different styles. This knife sheath is a little kind of formed for it. You could probably fit a different kind of knife in it, but it wasn't a bowl cutter in that one. And y'all seen this knife a lot. This is the one I mainly carry. This is called a cowboy knife. It has a cowboy knife. I keep it on your hip. I like this one, even though it is a pocket knife. You know, since it has to fold, it basically is a pocket knife. That's why I keep it on my hip. But I keep this one on my hip. If y'all seen, I'll show you a little bit here in a minute. So I like these knives. I always carry 2 knives with me, no matter what we're doing or what. And the knives I keep this in my pocket for my junker. If I have to use it for the pot bar or whatever, this is the knife I'm using, because these are high. They're like over $100. This knife was like 100, but these are so hard to find. They're probably going to be higher than that, and all these different kinds. I'm going to show you more and go more in depth. So I keep this one and this one with me all the times. And my reasons is, like I said, that's my junker. I don't really cut much with it. Well, I cut stuff with it. It's just the knife I'm going to tear up. And this knife, I like keeping one on my hip for, like, someone gets tangled up a rope and we're training young horses, like I talked about. We have some young horses that we trained for roping horses, calf horses. So if they get hung up or something happens with the rope, I want to be able to cut one. I don't want to mess with trying to reach in my pocket and get this and having to do this and my nail be too long or something and it not work. Same with why I like carrying these cowboy knives anywhere. You can castrate with a calf, one of these, and use it for a bowl cutter, even though it's not a bowl cutter, but it would get the job done, but it could be a little more dangerous. Again, keep it on my hip like this. See how easy that is? Say this is my belt. Boom. I can just get her cut. Again, here's another one I have. Look at that. This one's a little wild colors, but you know, there's all kinds of different knives. And then this is my first cowboy knife I ever got. Just kind of basic, simple. Then I got a couple more wild colors. This is another one, 9-3 Lazy. They make good stuff. This one here, and this one. And if you're wondering, this is a Justin Riley I-brand case, like I talked about. Justin Riley. Tyler Flume, I think that's how you pronounce that. More Justin Riley, Tyler Flume again. And then the rest of them, I'm going to show you some more Justin Riley. Or as his stamp. His name's Justin Riley, but that's his maker's mark right there. So it will focus. There you go. It's kind of hard to see. It's been wore out. And I've been carrying these knives forever. So I really like this one. I mean, because that don't get much cowboy looking than that. I mean, that's cowboy right there. You know, they got the horn, you know, deer horn here. Then you got the Damascus, which just kind of looks cool. It's cool. I didn't talk about this, but this handle is actually elk. So pretty much be a cowboy, you gotta have some sort of handle that's different. You know what I mean? Like this is an elk. That's a deer horn. Like, I mean, you gotta have something kind of cool. And then a lot of those, some people carry these. You got the Damascus, the horse brass on the blade. I can't keep these Damascus, these blades like this sharp. I don't recommend these because I can't keep them sharp. Again, this knife looks good, can't keep it sharp. I can keep these pretty sharp, pretty good, the Damascus, but this again, that's just hard to keep them sharp. So yeah, it's just different kind of knives you need for different occasions. These are good for. I mean, I would cut a bell head with this. It wouldn't bother me. But I'm not going to open a bunch of boxes full of medicine if I don't have to with one of those. Because I want to keep it for when I need it the most. You know, because I want that knife to be my sharp knife. So what I always try to do is have a knife. I always carry sharp knives. My grandpa told me taught me how to sharpen knives when I was probably 14 or 13, and So I've been sharpening my knives ever since then. I'm 17 now, so I can get a knife pretty good sharp. I can get a good start on them. Sometimes I have a hard time finishing them, and Pop can finish them better than I can. So if I can't get it, he can. And if we had either one of us had problems with keeping these knives sharp, the knife's probably not worth it, I would say. I mean, again, I'm not the best guy in the world about this, but I mean, it's just, I was trying to organize some of the knives here, sorry. But I mean, again, I'm probably not the best at sharpening knives, but it's just, there's probably something wrong with it, or it's not good for us. Not gonna probably be good for you either. We have a hard time sharpening. These, really like these because they're fast and easy. That's why you carry these if I'm not carrying this in my pocket. Again, cut stuff with this, keep it for like that, my side knife if I don't have a side knife on me. Or sometimes I'll carry all three. I mean, Dale Brisby says you have to have all three. I don't agree with that. I say 2 will get you by. The only problem I've had with this knife is mine never had a problem with mine. My grandpa ain't had a problem with his, but my uncle's had a hard time keeping this tight and this will wiggle. That's the only issue we've had with it. Hard time keeping them sharp, but all these other ones have done really good. Sometimes I have a hard time getting this to stay sharp. Other than that, all the rest of the knives have done great for me. I mean, some of these are years old. I mean, I've been carrying this knife for probably 2 years and ain't really bought any more cowboy knives since, because these two will do all I need them to do. Okay? These are the 2 my grandpa carried. And again, I used to only carry knives like this. If I had clips, I thought those easy access the quickest. I've learned that these are the quicker, I think. You know, I mean, time you flip that up, and that's probably a second. And when you're tangled up a rope and the horse is rearing up wanting to buck, and horse is running off backwards and calves are running away and doing all kinds of stuff, a second matters. And the sooner you can get there, the better. You know, you don't want to run with a knife, so as soon as you get there, you want to pull it out immediately, I think. So I can make this do the work. I mean, you can see I can open that really pretty quick. And again, these are pretty fast too. I just haven't carried these like I did when I had this. I mean, now that we're sponsored by Cooper Johns, it just makes sense that I carry his knife sheath, and it fits this knife perfectly. I'm wanting him to make me one of these for that knife. Wherever it went, it's still in the dirt down there because that's sorry son gun. I can't keep that knife sharp to save its life. Person makes it, well, I don't have nothing nice to say about it. Might as not well say who it is. But yeah, so that's what I think. It's always good, I think. I don't like carrying them, but I always have them around, use them a lot, use them for welding and stuff, and water hoses. Pliers, these are kind of pliers my grandpa always carried, so I got into carrying them. I used to have a holster for them on my hip, or kind of right next to my knife holder, and I got where I didn't really like carrying it either, so I don't know. So yeah, that's about it. All right, hope you all enjoyed this. This is a different kind of video, and yeah, so if you did, please like, subscribe, and see y'all next one, Old Son. Y'all keep ranching, Old Son. And I forgot to talk about this. This is your knife out here. So this is the way I carry them on my hip. I used to have my plier holster right here, so I could just, and you're good. You know, or you can keep it like that, and then you just kind of have to turn it and go. That's a really good way. So there you go.